While living in Spain, I wanted to travel to Fatima, Portugal. I'm Catholic, so all of my life I was told the story about how the Virgin Mary appeared to three little shepherd children. And so since I was so close, I said, okay, I'll go take my pilgrimage. I didn't realize by taking that pilgrimage what was to come. I remember stepping off the bus and it just felt like a legion of angels surrounded me. It's a very sacred place. And when I was there, I offered up prayers at the altar and I prayed for my family and my friends and my health. And then when I returned to Spain, I began to have a series of dreams. The first dream that I had, I was in the shower and my hair was falling out, but I was still smiling. The second dream I had, I was dressed in white in a hospital room, and there was a light coming through the window, and the light assured me that I was going to be okay. I didn't understand the order of the dreams. I didn't understand the content of the dreams. But there was one dream in particular that was reoccurring. I would see these babies, and the babies would just look at me with these beautiful eyes, and they would smile at me. And I would look at the babies and I would ask them, whose babies are you? Whose children are yours? And they would just smile. But this was a reoccurring dream. I guess I would say, November 2012, this voice began to come to me. And I remember sitting down with my dad, he's 86, and I began to tell my father, Daddy, something's wrong with my body, but I don't know what it is. I didn't have any symptoms. I wasn't feeling sick. And I'll never forget January 2013. Every night I would go to bed and this voice would come to me in my sleep. And the voice would tell me, Cynara, sweetheart, you have to go to the doctor. And I began to go to the doctor. They conducted blood tests, urine tests. I had my annual physical exam and the results were fine. Nothing was appearing, nothing was coming out. And so February 2013, I went to my OBGYN and I told him, I said, I need a mammogram. And he said, okay, Cynara, I'll write you a prescription for a mammogram. They didn't feel a lump, and they basically said, okay, you're fine, checked off normal. And the voice came once again when I was in the car, Cynara, go get your mammogram. And I remember going back to the hospital and I just told them, I said, I'll pay out of pocket. You know, my life is very valuable to me and I have the family history and I had that intuition. So, sitting down with my father, 86 years old, full of wisdom, and I have to not just tell him about, okay, Daddy, I've been diagnosed with breast cancer, and I know we lost my mother to cancer, but I'm gonna fight. And I remember my dad looked at me, and he said, okay, baby, have you accepted your fate? And I said, yes, I have. But I still want to be a mother. And I'm going to fight this with every ounce of everything that I have in my body. Because I have faith and I have hope. And going through fertility, I felt like my future embryos were my light at the end of the tunnel. I remember in terms of fertility treatments, I really believed in my heart that I was going to be able, they were going to harvest my eggs. And later on, when I met Prince Charming, okay, well now I can have the fairy tale ending that I want. No. Cynara, you have breast cancer, and we have less than 2 months to harvest these eggs. So we're gonna pump all these hormones, and you're gonna take all this medication, and you're gonna choose a donor because you're currently not in a relationship. And that was a hard pill to swallow. I had to mourn the death of my fairy tale. I had to mourn the death of my dream of meeting Prince Charming, getting my glass slipper, and having children in the manner that I wanted to. It's almost, I felt forced. I felt a lot of pressure in terms of choosing a donor. And the sperm bank, or that particular donor facility, they had personal navigators. And I remember speaking with one, her name was Jessica, and she was like my angel, my light of hope. And she walked me through the process. I didn't know that you have some donors who, of course, are anonymous and want to remain anonymous. But I didn't know that there was the other side of the coin in terms of donors who, when the children are 18, they're given the information of their father, and they can actually contact that person or their father, of course, at 18 years or older. That's the option that I wanted to give my children. That's the least I could give to them. After over $6,000 worth of fertility medication, I only had 1 egg. And I remember the fertility doctor looked at me, and he said, Cynara, I don't want to harvest this 1 egg because there's a possibility the 1 egg might not live. And I said, if the egg is fighting for me, then let's fight for it. And I called my dad, and he reminded me, he said, it only took 1 egg for Jesus Christ to be born. And it brought me back to Fatima with the Virgin Mary, because it was just 1 egg. And when they went in to do the harvest, there were 2. And they didn't think they were going to fertilize. And they called me the next day and said, Cynara, you're going to be a mom. They fertilized. First and foremost, I would tell a young lady who has been given the diagnosis of breast cancer, be strong. Don't give up. Cancer doesn't equal a death sentence. And in terms of fertility, I would tell her, I am a walking testimony that if you want to be a mother, you pursue your dream. Don't let anyone take that dream away from you. Pursue your options. Ask your doctor. And if your doctor can't provide you with satisfactory answers, get a second or third opinion. Don't give up on your dream of motherhood, and don't allow anyone to take that from you, because you do deserve the very best in life. And God wants that for us, so want it for yourself and see if those resources are available to you. My name is Cynara Jackson, and I am a breast cancer survivor.